All right, Strawberry versus Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. That's my case, I believe. Oh, yep, there's my client.
Okay, all right. And is Mr. Williams here? Mr. Williams?
I don't expect him to be here, Your Honor. I think he's still incarcerated.
Okay, all right.
So, Nesto, as he says on his outgoing voicemail, Nesto Ernesto Williams, he was kind of like Ferris Bueller, not showing up today. It sounded like Bueller, Williams. And in the meantime, Shirley Strawberry was kind of like Jesus. She opened not her mouth at all. She had a great lawyer today. You guys might remember me breaking the news of their divorce. Shirley filing for divorce against Ernest Williams. He goes by so many names. Ernesto, Nesto, Ernest Williams, Nasty Nesto.
Time to get to this money again, player. Time to get to this money. Yeah, from non-believers back in Buckhead now. Time to get to this money. Time to get to this money.
Because of this, I came out. She said they were very kind.
All right, turn around. Show all angles.
That's clean.
Yeah. All right, turn around.
Anyway, I broke the news when Shirley filed for divorce from Ernesto in Fulton County as soon as I got that alert. What was that, a few months ago? Well, now she's still trying to get divorced all these months later. We're going to watch that whole hearing coming up. Everything I was able to catch, I got in there early and I was like, is he going to be there? So Shirley might be famous for counseling others on the radio, acting as the famous co-host next to Steve Harvey, giving counseling relationship advice through her Strawberry letters. But today she was like, mum's the word. Now, according to Google, Shirley was born July 28th, 1960. That would make her almost 64 years old this Sunday. But I keep thinking and remembering all these phone calls I've listened to. Phone calls from prison. You gotta love that YouTube channel. In fact, they're premiering a new call right now that I'm going to have to be a part of the replay crew to listen to. And that YouTuber has gotten all these prison calls, all these jail calls from Ernest Williams as he spins his yarn. He used to speak to Shirley Strawberry, his estranged wife, but one of her last messages to him was, I don't have any money. I was trying to think of a cool nickname for this man. Instead of the tender swindler, maybe he could be the Radio Romeo or something like that. Anyway, a lot of people are thinking this man conned Shirley Strawberry and used her for her money, her position, her status next to celebrities and everything to basically be on the come up. In his own right, Nesto started to get pretty famous too down there in Atlanta, running Nesto's Buckhead on some of his now deleted Instagram pages, like the Nesto's Buckhead Instagram page that I definitely screen recorded. Ernesto Williams called it Atlanta's premier exclusive men's grooming parlor. We offer membership services catering to an elite clientele. Now people are really wondering what was going on there and many other places surrounding Nesto because he has so many charges. And he was supposed to show up in court today for this hearing. I mean, it's already been canceled twice before. It was canceled in May, it was canceled in June. Today, July, Shirley was there. So I was there early waiting. As soon as I saw her, very polished and that short, beautiful haircut and her glasses looking great, show up in my Zoom in a small corner, I pinned that sucker, moved it to the stage and just waited. Shirley got up from her seat while others were going on, other cases. I'll play those for you too as I waited, because one guy, he kept swearing up and down his hearing was at 1 o'clock and the judge was admonishing him for being late. She claimed he was supposed to be there at 10 a.m. And he's like, can you let me talk? Boy, but this judge was not playing. And so that got rescheduled, I guess. And since Williams didn't show up either, they set the final hearing for August. And after you watch it, we're going to talk about a couple of reasons why I think Nesto did not show up today. I wanted to see if he'd, grown his gray beard out, or if he shorn it, if he had cut it low to look decent for court, as his girlfriend, who's not a mistress, who's maybe not a girlfriend, Sonia, always advises him. These phone calls from prison spilled tea all over the place when it comes to Ernesto's relationships. First, there was his wife, there was his best friend, there was his brother, there was his son, there's all these people, and some of them fell by the wayside when they saw the way Nesto was kind of playing everybody. Anyway, his huge case is the state of Georgia versus Earnest Williams, Ernest as in spelled like serious with an A, and then aka Ernest Lavelt Williams, aka Nesto. They literally have some of his aliases in the court records in Fulton County, in the title of the case. It would be so funny if they had aka Nasty Nesto in there. So he didn't show up today, but I bet you he will show up for his big trial. Now that big trial is scheduled for October 2nd, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. His final plea and trial in courtroom 4F. Why does it always seem like it's a courtroom 4F? I don't know if that's popular for a reason. I won't read all these 40 charges, but his big one is this RICO, racketeer influence and corrupt organization charge, a serious felony. He's got theft by deception charges, financial transaction card fraud charges. He's got false swearing, filing false documents, a bigamy charge. I mean, my goodness. I don't even know how many times he was really married. There's some confusion about marriage licenses, theft by taking, identity fraud, conspiracy to commit a misdemeanor, filing false documents, all through here. There's a lot of charges, but Shirley looked great, and the judge even shared her screen showing the paperwork that Nesto was served. And Shirley's lawyer, she declared, look, Nesto has had plenty of time to respond, to file a response, and he hasn't. I wonder if that's by design or just by ignorance, or if he doesn't have a lawyer to file it, if he didn't even know what's happening. So those previous hearings were canceled May and June, but today we got to see Shirley on the screen. So watch this whole hearing real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Signed off on the parenting plan. It's gonna be the parenting plan that was put in place temporarily. You're just gonna do a 1-hour visitation at mom's house, so she could sort of show you the techniques on how to feed the child. Okay? And then you're gonna do Saturday and Sunday. I'm sorry, what?
I was supposed to be here at 1.
No, you're supposed to be here at 10 because Miss Mitchell and her attorney appeared at 10 o'clock, and 10 o'clock is what I have on my calendar.
I have an email that said I was supposed to be here at 1 o'clock. I just got the email confirmation.
All right, Mr. Peterson, nope. The calendar went out today and it was said 10 o'clock. That's why the other side also appeared at 10 o'clock. All right, so because you were not here, I heard it from the other side. I'm making final the parenting plan that I put in place. Once that goes well, and if you feel like you could handle overnight weekend visitations, you could file for a modification.
Man, can I talk?
Sir, no, because your case was at 10 o'clock.
Okay, I could show. I got my email showing.
All right, you could wait. All right, I'm gonna move forward with my other calendar that's here on time. Okay. No. Okay, put your legal name on the screen so I know who I'm speaking with. Okay, so a couple of cases. Dothar versus Dothar. Is anyone here for that case? Okay, it's been reset to 9:10. Okay, Regis versus Chateau.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Judith Luce Montgomery for Mr. Simeon Regis.
Okay. Is Miss
Olivia.
Chateau here?
Yes.
Okay.
Present.
All right. This is set for a final hearing.
Hello? Am I
Hello?
frozen? Uh-oh.
Because I can hear you. I can't.
All right. So what is this? Plaintiff's amended motion to enforce settlement agreement.
Yeah,
Hear you.
refusing to sign what the parties agreed.
Miss Montgomery, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You are going in and out. Your sound is getting dropped.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure
Okay,
what's...
you could leave and then come back. See if that works. All right, Strawberry versus Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. That's my case, I believe. Oh, yep, there's my client.
Okay, all right. And is Mr. Williams here? Mr. Williams?
I don't expect him to be here, Your Honor. I think he's still incarcerated.
Okay, all right. All right, so do we need a peer order for him to participate? Where is he incarcerated?
I believe in Cobb County Jail.
Okay.
Well, Your Honor, I don't think that we have to. We filed the case. He's been served. It's on him to file a response. He has not filed a response. So he was served June 4th, so we're well past the 30 days. I mean, at this point, I would either like the case to be finalized or if we could set it for a final. But, you know, I don't think that we need to do a production order if he hasn't even answered in the case.
Okay. So married in 2022, no joint assets or debts, correct?
Correct.
All right, so the service. So is a sheriff entry of service from Cobb County or Fulton County? It looks like.
The entry of service is I mean, it was filed in this case, but it looks like it was stamped by the Cobb County Sheriff's Office. So we sent it to them to be served, so they took it to the jail.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'll just go ahead and put it down for a final.
Okay.
Okay, that's... Right, any availability for August 30th?
August.
Are you on leave or you have a conflict?
Neither of those. What time are you thinking about?
We'll be at 1 p.m.
Yes, that would work.
Okay. 8:30, 1 p.m. All right, we'll see you then.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Have a good
sure,
day.
no problem. Okay, bye-bye. All right, and we have Lee versus Watford. Lee versus Watford.
So the chances are Nesto, of course, is out of money. We get to listen to his phone calls. Thank you for phone calls from prison. And even her Patreon is great. She gives us all these inside peeks at his call history and everything. But I'm thinking Nesto's out of money. You know, we hear him asking, let me get $100. I need $100. At the whole machinations that are going on with, it feels like his girlfriend is kind of gaslighting him sometimes, and his son is, it's just a whole mess. It's a whole big drama soap opera, and I'm sure any of these people, if any of these allegations are true, if he will be found guilty for any of these, I'm sure anyone that Nesto allegedly defrauded won't think it's funny. You know, he used his position, I do believe, married to Shirley Strawberry. You know, if you look at the Instagram movers and shakers and all these expensive clothes and traveling overseas, and no wonder some people might have fallen for his charm. Again, he does seem kind of charming, but even in his Instagram videos, he seems like this hustler where you kind of see through it. I guess that's why we have to look beyond the physical to see, like, what is this guy really about? And he just seems like a hustler. He seems like a real hustler that confused some women, and maybe Shirley truly did just fall head over heels in love with him. And I feel sad for her having to experience what she experienced. I'm sure, I can't even imagine listening to those calls if she was so in love with him and listening to her husband start talking to another woman. Oh my goodness, about all the things they talk about their experiences, about their adventures in the RV, and it gets real debased, tactless, classless, and sad. But no wonder Shirley is probably ready to be free. Like when I was getting divorced from my first husband, boy, that song, I want to be free. I cannot hit those high notes. I want to be free. That song was like in rotation on my playlist. I could totally understand it. So she has to wait, what, another month? And maybe it'll be like divorces are final. The final hearing in the divorce case was set for August 30th at 1 p.m. And the instructions on the Zoom instructions tell you to be there 15 minutes early. That's why I was there. Like, let me get here early, and wait, because you never know if they're behind, if they're early, who's not there, rearranging stuff, who's going to pop up on the screen. Thank God they let us record it. But I'm sure Shirley will be glad she's put this marriage behind her. As for the reasons why Nesto didn't show up today, I can think of a couple of reasons why Nesto didn't show up today. The actual hearing, it was originally scheduled, I believe I saw for yesterday. And then when you actually click through the docket and look at the paperwork itself on the first page, they highlight it. They were like, notice, this is a change of date. The hearing is really Friday, July 26th. And if you literally read all the instructions, you will see, oh, I'm supposed to log in early. So that's why I was there really early, like, let me catch this. I want to see this. I'm just going to sit here and wait. And lo and behold, Shirley was right up there. So that could be one reason. Maybe he was confused. Maybe he doesn't have an attorney. I'm not sure if he has an attorney representing him here. You could see Shirley's lawyer was saying he's incarcerated. I don't expect him to show up. So I'm not sure why she wouldn't expect him to show up, because he has shown up in the Zoom. He has shown up in jail, you know, over Zoom or over wherever the heck he's shown up before. He's shown up there for his criminal cases. So maybe this is by design. I don't know if he showed up yesterday or not, if he even knew this case was rescheduled. He did not show up. He probably doesn't want the divorce. And it might not be just that he's so in love with Shirley. Like, he had the nerve. He had the nerve to pressure her during one call to, you know, make a decision basically when he thought he was getting out earlier than he would get out. He's still incarcerated. And he was kind of pressuring her, like, what do you mean, make a decision? Are you with me or not? You're supposed to stick with me. The nerve of this guy after going through and talking to this other woman and Lord knows how many others. There's a lot of accusations out there that I won't repeat. But God knows the truth. He knows all of our righteousness is like filthy rags. So maybe he's not so much in love with Shirley. Maybe he is. He seems sometimes a little bit more remorseful. Sometimes when he's kind of like, I want to apologize to everyone, or in a way. But another big reason is it because he doesn't want Shirley to testify against him. Isn't there that law? Lawyers, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just like a CSI lawyer, like they call Nesto's girlfriend. Oh, she got her law degree from Law and Order because she's always saying, that's civil, that's civil. You know, if it's something that's not criminal, it's civil. She must have said the word civil, I swear, at least 1,000 times during these conversations and in the text messages. Phone calls from prison are actually pulling their messages too. You know, if you need to do some late night reading like I've done, it's a trip. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a lawyer. Isn't there law something about if you're married to a person, you can't testify against them? So without me researching Georgia law, I was thinking, whoa, what if Shirley gets her divorce August 30th? She's free, and then I believe she's definitely on the witness list. So when his big case rolls around October 2nd, 2024, will she be free to testify against him? We will see. Let's just close with Luke 12:11 through 12. When they bring you before the synagogues and the magistrates and the authorities, do not be worried about how you are to defend yourselves or what you are to say, for the Holy Spirit will teach you in that very hour what you ought to say. And I was like, wow, magistrates, judges, Shirley got up there. She knew what to say. Zip. She didn't even correct that judge when the judge was like, oh yeah, married in 2022. Shirley was probably like, whatever. Probably like the way I felt when I did my own divorce paperwork many years ago, many moons ago, back in Illinois. And I just kind of copied my friend who was a lawyer, his paperwork, brought it in, but I screwed up because I said, oh, there's an attachment where we will decide what property is split up. And I didn't put any attachment in there. I didn't know what I was doing. So I had to come back to divorce court and I wrote up an attachment. I mean, we had no kids. We had no property together. It's like, you can take whatever to just let me be free. And it was easier. I think it was about $380. He always said, I'll pay for the marriage, you pay for the divorce. And I was happy to pay that $380, did my own paperwork, didn't need a lawyer. He didn't need to show up to divorce court because he signed in absentia, and it was it. It was done. We had no kids, nothing, no ties. That was easier. And with Shirley and Nesto, they don't have kids, but...
Get ready to wash my hands here. Get myself prepared for this new year. So I wash my hand with the ones who sitting around here playing last year. Didn't know how to get to the money. The LA didn't know how to get to the money. So I'm gonna wash my hands so I can wash them away from me so I can move forward. So I can show them how to really get this money this year. I'm gonna show them how to get it. But see, here's the thing, a lot of people don't have confidence in themselves. I got confidence in myself. I'm gonna believe in myself, I believe in God. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. See, the ones who sit around here and talk about one thing for sure, oh, this is what I got bills to pay. And you got bills to pay, but you gotta understand how to get to the money so you can pay your bills. So guess what? If you're like me, you understand? Wash your hands. Wash the old people away from you. Because guess what? You keep them around, they're gonna stay, what? Stagnated. And you're gonna stay stagnated too.
But the judge, she also just said, like, no debts, no shared property. So that's pretty interesting. I thought they would have more, but I don't blame Shirley for wanting to just wipe her hands clean of this. I don't know if Nesto is going to be able to beat all these charges. There's a lot of them. Stranger things have happened. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what he actually did, but there is a pattern of corrupt behavior. He is a repeat offender. He's done jail time before. And you know, my biggest prayer for Nesto is that he recognizes truly before God what he's done wrong. I pray Shirley can be free, go off and maybe find another man and get married and be happy and live her life and be safe. And then even for Nesto, with this cast of characters around him, this one woman who is an atheist and he claims to be a believer, and then all these friends who are falling away. And will he have to do some serious jail time? Will he go to prison? Will this be Custer's last stand? Nesto's last stand? Will that be it for him? Well, I pray he really gets serious. I mean, he has different attention of different YouTubers and one person they call the Bible lady visiting him. I don't know. With him with Nesto, I don't know how genuine his faith is, and I hope it's really genuine because we don't know where this will go. I guess that's my biggest wish for him, however it goes down, is to stand real before God, admit any wrongdoings, admit just chasing wealth, and many of us have been guilty of that. But like I read in Luke today, it was talking about, the fool. It was a parable from Jesus of the rich man. Basically, he had wealth and prosperity and said, I'll tear down these barns and build bigger ones, and then I'll say to myself, eat, drink, and be merry. Basically, the message to him was, you fool, this very night your soul will be required of you. Then who will take all your possessions? I guess that's a message for anybody chasing wealth too much. Did Nesto just chase wealth too much? Did he just want to be in that spotlight with his wife and try and run neck and neck and head to head with her and keep up with the Joneses, keep up with the Strawberries? Let me stop here. But best believe I'll be watching August 30th, and then I plan to keep watching October 2nd, and now I plan to go eat something, eat a salad from Donato's, and watch and listen to phone calls from prison, see what new phone call Nesto has with his son Dion, who pulls no punches when he's talking to his dad. So take care, check the links below, and thanks for watching. There's going to be more updates about more cases. I'm gathering info. I've got booking photos, and hopefully we'll have more phone calls from prison, you know who, from jail in Florida on the way, we pray. Sometimes you just never know when you'll get it, and one day it drops. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Go ahead, start. You remember me? Yeah.